It's time for Lefties Losing It, and sadly it's abundantly clear that the deplorable left has hit rock bottom and started digging. These soulless schools are now using the deaths of more than 100 Texans, using the deaths of young girls in a freak flash flood to, you guessed it, attack Donald Trump. And they're willing to lie to do it. It's reprehensible, it's contemptible, and it's sadly all too predictable. Here is Rosie O'Donnell.
The Guadalupe River, 51 missing, 51 dead, more missing. Children at a camp. And you know, when the president guts all of the early warning systems and the weathering forecast abilities of the government, these are the results that we're going to start to see on a daily basis, because he's put this country in so much danger by his horrible, horrible decisions and this ridiculously immoral bill that he just signed into law. As Republicans cheered, people will die as a result, and they've started already. Shame on him. Shame on every GOP sycophant who's listening and following the disastrous decisions of this mentally incapacitated POTUS.
No, shame on you, you broken, sick fiend, using the deaths of innocent young children in a natural disaster to go after Trump. It's a new low for Rosie, and that's saying something, because she's stooped pretty low in the past. This verifiable lie that the National Weather Service was understaffed due to staff cuts is utter baloney. Indeed, the local office in Texas was overstaffed at the time. It did issue multiple warnings, but tragically it wasn't enough. But Rosie's not alone. There are sadly quite a few on the left trying to weaponise this tragedy to attack Donald Trump. And there are even some celebrating this catastrophic loss of life, including the loss of children's lives, young girls on a camping holiday. And why? Because Texas is a red state and the victims are mainly white. Here is a former appointee to a Houston City Board, appointed by the Democratic Mayor of Houston, Sylvester Turner. Here is Sade Perkins being a contemptible, racist scrote.
Camp Mystic is a whites-only girls' Christian camp. They don't even have a token Asian. They don't have a token black person. It is a all-white, white-only, conservative Christian camp. If you ain't white, you ain't right, you ain't getting in, you ain't going, period. And I think that context needs to be said in this matter. Before y'all come at me, before y'all start leaving hate comments on my page about, oh, these are just kids and they don't know no better, the parents of these children who are choosing, and it is a choice in 2025, it is definitely a freaking choice to go into East goddamn Texas and to make a all-white enclave.
Of course, she's lying. This is not a whites-only camp, but she feels emboldened to post that callous trash because there's been very little accountability for race baiters in the US in recent years, well, until very recently. This character then went on to compare these young girls dying in a flash flood to illegal immigrants being deported.
They want you to have sympathy for these people. They want you to get out of your bed and to come out of your home and to go find these people and to donate your money to go find these people. Meanwhile, they are deporting your family members. Meanwhile, they're setting up concentration camps and prisons for your family members. And I need y'all to keep that in mind before y'all get out there and put on your rain boots and go find these little girls.
Honestly, I'm lost for words. How anybody could be that awful is, well, almost beyond belief. There are still little girls lost. There are still bodies that have not been identified. And that's the message from a Democrat-appointed Houston City Board member. And she was in that position up until this year. Now, do you think she reconsidered her comments after further thought? No. She doubled down, and now she's playing the victim.
I don't understand all this, extraordinary hate or whatever. Like, I get that white people are not used to people telling them and calling them out on their racism and telling them about their double standards and how you wouldn't give a damn about other children and how there's children in ICE detention right now who y'all don't give two about. There's no prayers going up for them. But we're supposed to stop the world and stop everything we're doing to go and hunt for these little missing white girls. Again, I actually have empathy, so I can put myself in other people's shoes and understand that that's pretty up, but it seems like y'all don't get that. Y'all don't get that. Y'all don't have the empathy gene, for sure.
Yes, you're the one with empathy. I mean, really. She thinks she's got the empathy gene. And here's another soulless school saying she's okay with little girls dying because she voted the right way. She voted for the Democrats.
Them little girls, them people died because of racism, not politics. Boom, I said it. I don't give a And I said no. Nope. Because more YT people will have to DIE in order for the what? CARE. I said what the I said. I don't give a and minds are here with me. We voted the correct way. You reap what the you sow. Just the night before the flash flood happened, y'all were okay with being stripped away from their families and never seeing them again. People being deported. Y'all were okay with that. Be okay with not finding Sarah Lou. Be okay with not finding Billy. Be okay with never seeing them again.
And here is another lowlife saying that if these Texans voted for Kamala, then the kids would be alive.
It's a hard pill to swallow, huh? The fact that if you would have just voted for Kamala, that those kids in Texas and all those families in the RVs would more than likely still be alive. But instead you just made fun of her laugh while people were screaming at you that if he was voted in, people were going to die. And look where we are. A bunch of parents who can't protect their own kids.
Parents who can't protect their own kids. She actually said that. How can you adequately describe such ugliness, such utter depravity? And talking about depravity, it doesn't get much worse than this. Have a look at this post from a pediatrician in Houston, a woman trusted with the health of young children, who wrote this: "May all visitors, children, non-MAGA voters and pets be safe and dry. Kerr County MAGA voted to gut FEMA. They deny climate change. May they get what they voted for." Just disgusting stuff there. But Dr. Christina B. Probst won't be practicing in Houston anymore, not at the Houston Heights clinic she was at anymore. She's been fired. Now, she should be struck off as a doctor, if you ask me. She should check herself into a clinic, one with a padded room preferably. And if you want to know where this hate comes from, where this disinformation about the National Weather Service and the politicisation of a natural disaster come from, then look no further than the leftist media led by CNN.
The president's mega bill, which he just signed into law, makes cuts and even closes some weather research labs.
The Austin San Antonio office is missing a warning coordination meteorologist due to the Trump administration's buyouts.
And I'm going to have a lot more on that, the fake news narratives pushed by CNN, ABC, MSNBC and others tomorrow night. But let's now have a look at the inept mayor of LA, the hopelessly incompetent Karen Bass, trying to stop ICE agents doing their job.
My comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now. They need to leave because this is unacceptable.
Who did you speak with?
Just wait and see.
Mayor Bass,
They will be leaving soon.
Mayor Bass, who did you speak with on the phone just now? Who did you speak with on the phone?
The head of customs.
Wow.
They'll be leaving soon, she said. And she also said there that she was talking to the Border Patrol chief. Guess what he told her? As reported by Bill Malugin, Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovino had this to say: "I don't work for Karen Bass. Better get used to us now, because this is going to be normal very soon. We will go anywhere, anytime we want to in Los Angeles." Welcome back. Joining me now is comedian and host of Prime Time with Alex Stein on Blaze TV. Alex, I've played footage tonight of some truly reprehensible characters saying reprehensible things about the deaths of more than 100 Texans, including dozens of children after flash flooding. We've seen a sick eagerness to weaponise this tragedy to attack Donald Trump, but also a cruel, callous disregard for human life because that human life happened to be mainly white.
We're supposed to stop the world and stop everything we're doing to go and hunt for these little missing white girls.
Now that's Sade Perkins. Alex, are you shocked that even a tragedy like this, a natural disaster, is fair game for these race baiters?
I cannot believe it. I mean, honestly, I am here in Dallas, Texas, and Janie Hunt, a 9-year-old who tragically passed away in the flooding. Her father and I went to school together at Highland Park, and she actually still lives in Highland Park and, would be going to the same school that I would be going to. And it's just absolutely sick to see a young 9-year-old girl die like this and, the pain that it's caused. And the hurt that, their family is going through, and to say that it's some sort of racial thing and that shouldn't be helped because they're white, like that's how sick and twisted some people are. And I mean, the victimhood mentality that a person like that could have by them claiming to be a victim, basically, when these tragic children all passed away in a horrific, matter. It's not funny. It's sick. And I'm absolutely shocked. This is a bipartisan thing. Nobody wants children to die. And it has nothing to do with race. It's absolutely terrible.
It's a natural disaster. We've got footage here showing just how quickly this flood washed out the road. It took just 4 minutes for that massive body of water to move in, and I guess that's why the warnings about this flood did not result in more lives being saved, because the water just moved so quickly. And I've got to say, Alex, particularly upsetting has been this from a paediatrician, Dr. Christina B. Probst, who's now been fired for suggesting that more than 100 dead, including children, were President Trump supporters, and so they got what they voted for. Again, Alex, a paediatrician in Houston, Texas, for them to post this so boldly, it just shows you how divorced from reality, divorced from decency some have become.
No, it's incredibly callous. And this camp had been there it's going on its 100th year. It's had 99 camp sessions, I believe. And so this is unpredictable. They knew, the National Weather Service gave them warning, but there is no warning to know that in 90 minutes there's going to be, 12 feet of water immediately. So this is just a natural disaster that is absolutely horrible. But for people to blame it on Trump because they want to try to, use this political theater to get their point across, they're absolutely sick. And I'm actually not surprised that it's a doctor, because, that doctor is mad. And they probably, see a lot of loss of life. So they're desensitized to this, sadly. And it's just really tragic. I can't look at it without getting emotional. And I'm not the type of person to get really emotional, but just innocent kids like this, a natural disaster at a camp that's been there nearly 100 years. Nobody could have predicted this. And, like I said, I'm friends with the family. They would never put their kids in harm's way whatsoever. And this was not a dangerous place. Just a horrible, tragic, event.
Yeah. Now to something we were told never happens. 15 people have been arrested in Texas, Alex, for a vote harvesting operation.
15 people, including a former Texas House candidate and other officials, have been charged in a state-led vote harvesting investigation. It's our top story this evening. According to KSAT, 7 suspects turned themselves into the Frio County Jail yesterday. They include Juan Manuel Medina, the former Bexar County Democratic Party chair and former San Antonio mayoral candidate, Petra Divina Trevino, the former mayor of Pearsall, Mary Ann Obregon, the former mayor of Dilley, among others. Also charged, former Texas House candidate Cecilia Castellano. They are all accused of vote harvesting to varying degrees.
Few Democrats there, Alex, so I haven't seen much national coverage. May have been different if they were Republicans, but it's a significant story nevertheless. What else can you tell me?
Very significant. And the left will tell you that no illegal immigrant has ever voted. Obviously, that's a lie. And when it comes to ballot harvesting, we can go back to the 2020 election and say what you will about the results. When it came to in-person voting, Donald Trump won all 50 states. When it came to mail-in ballots, Joe Biden won all 50 states, even the most conservative ones. So because of this harvesting, because of the ability in some states where it's legal to actually pick up people's votes and go and turn them in, other states, it was totally legal to do this. So, these people getting caught in Texas, I'm not surprised. I think the 2020 election was a big indication that this is happening, rampantly across the country.
Alex Stein, thank you so much for your time tonight.